Welcome to Gamer Book Club, everybody. It's episode 3 of Gamer Book Club on StarFox 64. Welcome back, guys. We got here all people that you've seen before on the show. We got Multar, Joe, and Toby. Joe being on all the episodes, Tom having been on Luigi's Mansion, and Toby from Mega Man X, and myself, Karsten.
I was not on History of Gaming, so no, you know.
It wasn't an episode, you know what I mean? It was a video. I don't know about that one. But, yeah, so we're going through everyone on the show's recommendations. I chose Mega Man X first. Gracie's not here, but she chose Luigi's Mansion. And Toby, his choice was StarFox 64. As we're starting the show, you know, we're going with a lot of safe picks, stuff that we all like, we could talk about. Haven't really delved into anything obscure yet. That's absolutely true. We'll see where we go from here, but StarFox 64 was the choice, and we all played that over the course of the last month. And yeah, that's where we're going with that. Do you guys have a history with the game?
Yes.
I played it a lot at my cousin's house, but I never owned it, so this is the first time I got past level 3.
Oh wow! I mean, it's such a long game. I don't know how you had time to do that.
I was like 6.
Yeah, I can understand.
And there was a stupid dinner that we always have to go and eat together, and it's called Thanksgiving.
Dumb.
So this was your Thanksgiving game?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Mine
This
was
and Spider-Man 64.
mine was
Oh, that game rocks. It's best on the 64.
Mine was Double Dash, and then it became Just Cause 2.
Ooh.
Every Thanksgiving we'd all play it. Like everybody would watch for a little bit. We're like, yeah.
I never had a Thanksgiving game that was like a game that I was playing with everybody. It was always a game I was playing on my DS to avoid being with my family.
That's pretty much how it was with me.
Yeah, because like it's like 3 or 4 days straight with the same people. Like
There's only so much you could talk about how you hate minorities, you know?
Yeah, well, you know, that's a Thanksgiving staple. So.
Oh boy.
Karsten's family is extremely racist.
This is going in a different direction already.
It's Thanksgiving, baby. What do you want?
One of mine was Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2. Not an amazing game, but very time consuming, and played it a lot. That was one I remember a lot. Also Skyward Sword 2011. I was trying my best to kind of dip in, because that was a November 2011 game, like dip in and go play that during Thanksgiving.
Classic.
But yeah, Tom's got StarFox 64 as his Thanksgiving game. Toby, you have any Thanksgiving games?
Honestly, I don't think so. I don't remember doing anything interesting Thanksgiving except eating turkey. Yeah.
Well, that's not a video game. What's a famous video game with a turkey?
South Park.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has there been a main character who's been a turkey? Am I just forgetting like an obvious one?
There's probably a Wii game.
Let's just say bowling games. Bowling games. There you go. You throw a turkey.
Oh yeah.
There was probably a turkey in Wii Sports, but we don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, well, Tom, that was your history. Let's Joe, what's your experience with StarFox 64 in the past?
Yeah, so this is one of like the core N64 games I grew up with. This was like, it was always fun watching my brother play it. I was never really all that good at it, but like he would always go through and do all the things that I would always watch, and then we would play the multiplayer together all the time. And this is actually the very last game my dad has ever played in his whole entire life. So, other than
he didn't need another game, you know.
Other than Wii Golf, he hasn't actually played a game since this. So he just thinks every game that is remotely like this is like StarFox 64. So,
Wii Sports Resort Flyover Mode, StarFox 64.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, no, this is like a very memorable game. A lot of good memories with it, and yeah, I just picked it up for $20 somewhere because I didn't know it was that cheap. I assumed all the N64 games that were like first party were like very expensive, but $20 not too bad. So I played it on my N64. It was pretty fun. But yeah, I also honestly, it's just great to own it again. So yeah.
Yeah, I have stories too about owning it as a kid, but we'll hear Toby first, and we'll delve into it.
All right. Well, this is another game that I played at your house, Karsten, when you were a lot younger.
It was my house. I paid the mortgage, baby.
Yeah. We were like 7th grade.
Damn, that's
Was
rough.
that your first time playing it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah.
Wow, didn't
And
even know that.
I was not very good.
Yeah.
Obviously. I specifically remember getting to, I think it was Fortuna or Ficina in your, like that planet in your place. Yeah, we went against Starwolf there, and I lost all 3 of my crewmates.
That's an improvement.
Didn't knock down a single member of Starwolf. The bomb blew up.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh.
I specifically remember at the end when like Gray Fox is like announcing all the people that were down. I specifically remember you, Carson, going like, "Toby, what the heck? Like you let all your guys die." I was like, yeah. I didn't know what to do.
Well,
if
it
you fail
wasn't
that,
to let them die. Would you let us die? I mean,
if you fail that, does it actually say like Peppy has died, Slippy has died?
Well, no, it says like Peppy's ship is in the docking bay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's code. That's the rated G way of saying they're fucking dead.
Well, no, they come back.
Oh,
Joe
okay.
must
Thought out
not.
another clone.
Joe, you must not have lost any crewmates in this run because you would have known. That
No. I thought
another mission.
I meant when the bomb explodes and everyone dies.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's fine, you know.
He just goes one by one, and he's like,
Yeah.
everybody's dead. Like every single person who died there's every single person.
In the world of StarFox, you can die, but as long as you're not there for the next mission, like that's the only penalty. You're good.
Yeah, that's why.
Unless you're Fox.
That's why Falco and is such a hot-headed. Slippy's like such an idiot because like no matter how badly they fuck up, they can't die. So
That's true. But I didn't realize that was your first time playing it, Toby, because I know you really, really enjoy this game. Like from what I can tell, it's one of your favorite games of all time, at least most memorable since I've known you, which has been 14 years now. I didn't realize that I introduced you to that. Like I had kind of, in a way, introduced you to Mega Man X for the first time. So that's really cool. Being a part of gaming
I
history.
think, funny
again.
enough,
How about
I
that?
think Slippy
We'll
might
transition.
actually be voiced by
I
a
played
girl.
this as a kid, but not a lot. Like as a younger kid, so I grew up with an N64. I grew up with a Super Nintendo. I had the Nintendo consoles as a kid, and I have memories of my brother, who's a few years older than me, renting N64 games and the such, and playing it over at friends' houses. And I do remember. I have memories of seeing this game. I don't really have a lot of memories from those actual days where that was the console, the N64, as you know, playing it. But later down the line, once I've gotten to more video games myself, kind of like 2008, 2007, when I was like kind of getting into not just playing games on GameFly that are the new licensed game for the GameCube. Like that's really what I did for most of the 2000s until I was like, oh, I want to like delve into like the retro and like what are the best games. And you know, I loved Nintendo and I'm still like that, but like playing everything. And I used to go to yard sales in my neighborhood when I lived in Georgia. And I actually visited the neighborhood recently, just kind of drove through it. And but we used to have a neighborhood garage sale day, and we still had my N64, and it was the kind of neighborhood we would just walk around and hang out all the time. And I went to a bunch of garage sales, and I found Ocarina of Time, Shadows of the Empire, and Star Fox 64, and it couldn't have been expensive because I was 10, and I bought all of them instantly. So
Stole them.
from your wonderful neighbors.
Here's
Yeah,
a really fast runner.
yeah, it might have been $3 or $4 total. It's like, you know, there's like the timeline of like how much video games cost, and I'm mirrored. So maybe
That makes me so upset.
it's just like
Yeah.
things get expensive, they're cheap, expensive, and like there's waves and ebbs and flows to the cost of video games. Like right now, infamously, like the last few years, GameCube has been just extremely expensive. Will that last? As I don't know. We'll see. Maybe in a few years, Wii games will be like that. We hope not.
360.
But-
Collect now.
never
It's
get
cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone's gonna want 360 or
Hey,
PS3.
hey.
Have you tried looking at any of those games? I hope you like gray and sepia because that's all you're gonna see.
Yeah, what,
Hey, they
kids-
liked it back then, right?
Yeah, kids will grow up. Kids grew up with them. They want them. They have money, disposable income now. They're gonna buy them. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends how
I
common
don't
they are.
think so.
But
That's true.
and
You know what?
You
That's
did that
true.
as an adult too. You did that as an adult. I can't believe you. And you didn't even buy it. You're not even stimulating the economy. You're not giving into the terrible video game resale market that I sometimes also join in.
Yeah.
Like, if I need money, I'm like, pricecharting.com. I'm like, whatever, sell it.
That's the way to go, baby.
I had Mega Man 64, and it was just sitting on my shelf, and I'm like, I could just emulate it. Like, it was $80, so I'm like, I'm selling this. Are you kidding
That's
me?
insane. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
and it's like, I don't feel bad about it, but it is what it is. But yeah, StarFox 64, you're a 10-year-old, you walk and
Yeah.
see it for like $3, and I was like, oh, StarFox, this is awesome. Because I think most people's experience with like the characters, the world, the stages, I think for most will come first from, even to this day, Super Smash Bros. Especially to this day, because where's Star Fox out right now? But you know, and that's where I knew, because I played. He's in space.
He's in space.
But he, I remember playing. Oh, it's right here. Smash Bros. On the N64.
Oh, wow.
And playing on the, I think that's like the Sector X level, and then the Great Fox
Yeah.
level, and Melee too. Those were, I played those games way more, so that's how I knew Fox. That's how I knew Falco from Melee. And so yeah, I bought the game and played through it on the N64 on the original hardware. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a really fast game, and I always liked it. It was never one of my favorites, but it was always very memorable. And then once I moved here, I didn't move here directly from Georgia, but I always had an N64, and you know, I'd have friends over, Toby being one of them, and we were 12, 13 years old, and we played StarFox 64. And yeah, it's just been one of those games I play every few years, and I have good memories with it. Not one of my favorites ever, but it's definitely a game I enjoy and have good memories of. Nothing but good memories.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, just to like go into the history of it a little bit. The original Star Fox came out for the Super Nintendo, 1993, 1994. It was like, you know, with the advent of the Super FX chip and trying to push the power of the Super Nintendo and really gaming home console as far as it could, Nintendo made the Super FX chip and made Star Fox. And the original game, have you guys ever played it? Because it is very similar to this game, and I really think this game could be argued to be a remake. Do you guys have any knowledge of that game at all?
Nope.
Not really. I like tried it once. I was like, oh, cool. And then I also tried Star Fox 2 on the SNES Classic, and I was also like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Never really cared for.
It's so hard to go back to, just because of how
like
primitive it is.
It looks like a slideshow.
Yeah.
I don't think I could possibly play that.
If you imagine being a kid back then, though, and going from that to this, it's like, whoa. It's like mind blowing.
Yeah, and when I was thinking about this, like preparing for this episode, I just like, this game, they also released it with the Rumble Pack. So I kind of had this idea that like the Star Fox series was like Nintendo's like way of like trying to innovate with new technologies. Like the Super FX chip was trying to push like what could be done on a home console on the Super Nintendo. I mean, the advent of Rumble on a controller is something we still just as prevalent today as it was when Nintendo did it for the first time with the Rumble Pack on the N64, and this game is what revolutionized that. And while, you know, it's just something we take for granted, it's not the biggest deal in the world, it is something that is synonymous with this game. And I think, you know, Nintendo was always trying to kind of do that with Star Fox, and it's kind of weird in that way. And because of that, it always felt like Star Fox was like the easy blank slate, like, because this game is so similar to the first Star Fox game. You know, the final boss is the same. That's just, I mean, it's true for many Nintendo series, but the first level is so similar. Like the first boss is the same, and it's really interesting to look into because Star Fox 2 was going to be more innovative of a sequel than this game, and Star Fox 2 infamously never released until 2017 on the Super Nintendo Classic. And I even like read up on a quote from Miyamoto saying that only 10% of Star Fox 64 is even original.
Wow.
Like was originally made for this game. He specifically said 30% of Star Fox 64 is Star Fox from Super Nintendo. The other 60% is just stuff that they made for Star Fox 2 that they brought over to this game, and then like another 10% is like original to the development cycle of this game. And I think that's really interesting because now that I've played Star Fox 2, like there's like a map system. You can choose, what levels you want to do, and it's like kind of like this like warfare kind of thing, where this game goes back to the original game's framework of having set levels that you go to, and it is what it is. And I know it kind of sounds like a non sequitur, but I kind of like wanted to introduce like the history of that game and like how it shapes in the series. But I really think I can never really, once you play, there's no reason to go back to Star Fox and Super Nintendo because this game just does that and blows it out of the water. But I think that's really interesting.
Yeah. So was that like, wasn't that all range mode going to be in Star Fox 2 as well, or?
Yeah, all range mode, multiplayer mode, and then the introduction of Star Wolf were all in Star Fox 2.
Oh yeah.
And then they finished the game. They just didn't release it because 1995 is already when 1994 is already when the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation 1 were already coming out.
I looked at the
that's
sales
like when the
numbers,
first Star Fox came
they
out. So
had like 4 million or so.
we
for
need
Star
to be
Fox
pushing
64,
farther
and
with
every
things.
release after
So
that just like kept
maybe
going
they were
down
like, hey,
and
let's just
down
take that
and down.
development time
So-
because you couldn't wow people with Star Fox 64 again probably that soon after Star Fox 2. I think you could, but I don't know.
Interesting. Well,
I think. Yeah, I think if they released Star Fox 2 on SNES, it would have been the death of the franchise. Like, I don't think he would have been like, because think about it, he's probably only in Smash because they were bringing it out on the N64.
maybe.
Maybe.
and, like,
I mean, Ness is in Smash, and he was only in Earthbound. But like, I understand what you mean. I think it was probably the good idea not to release that game, but because of probably like development timelines and everything, I think maybe it would have been even more interesting if this game brought over more from Star Fox 2, like because the gameplay is just more full in that game than this one.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll never know. It's just one of those interesting things. I really like to look into like development history.
And this franchise died later anyway, so.
Oh, the
Yeah.
franchise was dead for 11 years, and then it came back once on the Wii
No,
U.
what are you
And they
talking
killed it
about?
again.
And
I
that
bought
game's a
2
remake too.
Yeah, exactly.
I bought 2 Star Fox games at Five Below. That means it's strong. Baby.
And the one.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. Oh my god. You were saying Star Fox is used for Nintendo to be technological. Oh my god. How to advance technology, and I'm like, the Wii U gamepad, baby. Say it. You didn't say it.
no, I mean, I gotta let you guys jump in and say those things, right?
Okay. All right.
But that theory doesn't really work for the GameCube because they made a Zelda game and then they just like went back to basics.
No, they
again.
made Dinosaur Island game.
Yeah, I mean, and I even liked that game as a kid.
Yeah, I did
I
too.
played more Star Fox Adventures as a young kid than I did Star Fox
I
64.
could never figure out when all the R-Wing missions were, though. I was like, come on, where are they?
Oh, Krasoa Palace.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, so one of the most like interesting things about this game is like kind of the pathways. I think it is the most interesting thing about this game is one playthrough isn't going to be the same. You have your map. There are 7 missions per playthrough, but obviously there's more than 7 levels. It's kind of like you beat a level, and did you complete this certain objective to be able to go on the harder path, or did you just do the basic and you'll stay on the easier path or somewhere in between based on clear conditions? And that really kind of makes this game, in a way, infinitely replayable because you're always going to have a different playthrough, even though you're probably going to have seen the levels. It's just like about the different journey you take because the experience will be different. And there's even more that goes into that. What path did you guys all take? Me personally, I've done all of them mostly, but this time I kind of just took the easy one because it's the one I remember the most, and that's the one I feel the most nostalgic for. But Tom, for your first time, like pathways wise, like what did you even know going into it, or did you just let it take you where it went?
I know the only alternate path thing that I know is that you can go through the waterfall. and I couldn't figure out how the fuck to go through the waterfall.
Yeah, it's not very obvious.
So I didn't go through the waterfall, and I
not
just went on
obvious
the
at all.
basic bitch path. Yeah, I like watching the gameplay down in the corner. I saw they went through, and it's something like Falco's like, "Hey, motherfucker, let's go."
Well, you also have to fly through gates on the water that like are like rock gates. They don't tell you.
Yeah, he has to
Well,
survive.
there you go.
Because he's at the beginning. He's like,
I
I'm
made
gonna
sure
take
that
him.
dickhead survived.
Oh, okay.
I made sure all of my crew survived as much as possible until the last levels, and I was like, these
Oh yeah.
guys are actively ruining the experience, so I'm just not going to save them.
Yeah, it sounds like you didn't like the companions. Let's hear it. Why not, Tom? Come on.
Because they're useless, they do nothing, and all they do is scream. And I like
Starlink Battle for
it's they
Atlas.
seriously they don't help you at all, noticeably anyway.
Not at all. No.
Yeah.
They at best they distract enemies instead of them attacking you, and I don't even think that's accurate because I think there's less enemies if they're all dead.
Yeah.
I noticed them helpful during the Star Wolf boss fight, and that's about it. Like there was like a guy, I shot him like once and he died, and I'm like, oh, the AI must have gotten some work in on him. And then
Yeah, I guess. Like, I did kind of notice that too, but I couldn't tell because I played this on the Switch and mostly in handheld mode, so I
I
couldn't
forgot
really
to ask you guys
see-
where you played everything.
you didn't
Yeah,
rewind.
No big deal.
I did. I used save states. I forgot you could even rewind on N64.
I don't think you can you?
Oh,
I think you can.
why not?
Well, no, maybe not.
I don't think
No,
you can
I don't
on
think so.
N64 online.
Yeah, I think it is just.
PJ would
I just
know.
use save states. Yeah, PJ would.
Oh.
Yeah, cheating motherfucker. But yeah, I don't know if it was the screen or the Joy-Cons or what, but I really didn't have that much fun playing this game. And
Aw.
back in the day, I used to kill all my companions right away on purpose. 'Cause they were really annoying. And I was like, I'm going to try to branch out and do the other paths. And I didn't know what you needed. I thought they were critical to it. Apparently they are, but only if you fly through gates on a Tuesday after 3 p.m. or something. So I really should have just killed them from the beginning. But yeah, like it. I don't want to get too much into the gameplay aspect. You just asked me which way did I go. The answer is straight.
You're good. It's good. It's good to have that natural conversation. I also played this on N64 online on the Switch, and
Technically,
it's not the best way to play
the guy
it
that
any
lets
sort
you
of way.
see
You
the
gotta
health for the bosses.
Yeah,
using
I-
the fucking
down,
C
you can't
buttons
see
is
the
awful.
health.
And
I know.
guess that's
I
terrible
kept
or
switching
something.
my the vision mode. What the fuck, viewpoint, whatever.
Oh, I did it a lot too. Oh,
Because
me
I was
too.
trying to speed up or slow down, and it didn't want to work. And oh
Ooh.
god, it
Yes,
pissed me
it
off.
is not
That
good.
stinks.
The thing is, like, I always just choose whatever's easiest. And my N64 is not with me right now. It's had a funeral. No, it's at my parents' house. And that was the easiest way to play it, other than emulating it or getting the 3DS version, which we can talk about later. Because I don't know anything about it, but I know
Oh.
someone else does.
I didn't know there was a 3DS one.
Yeah, it was 3DS remake. It was like it got released like the same year as the 3DS
You know,
came out, and then no one talked about it.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I probably have it on my 3DS.
Oh yeah.
because I downloaded every single game.
Hey, maybe
on
you would
it.
like the game more on there.
Yeah.
Probably.
It has like a couple new modes, but
I will say that the Switch was better than the Retroid Pocket 2.
oh yeah, they're very unfortunate that the Retroid couldn't play this game. I was looking forward
Yeah.
to it, but
Me too.
I did
But,
back in the day, but I wasn't good.
Joe.
Instead, I had to
My
play
last
it on my
except for
$300
Fortnite.
console that has an $80 subscription
I need to use
that
the-
I never use.
we all split it.
we
Come
do
on.
split it. Okay, $10 subscription.
Yeah, exactly.
it's so funny. That's true. Mine's sitting down here. It's I didn't really.
I never use my Switch.
Yeah,
I
unfortunately.
used to. I'm going to be using it a little bit in like 3 weeks, and then probably
Zelda.
never again.
Zel-
Very possible, and maybe never again.
I want to try and get a Zelda Breath of the Wild playthrough in, which I mean you can make it as fast as you want, and then the new one, baby.
Yeah, I don't want to get burnt out on like the style of that game before that game comes out, so I don't think I will.
yes.
But maybe.
Maybe a short one.
We got the path screen up on the map there.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Joe, what path did you take, gamer?
I went like I went like up
it
top.
was
I
like
did like the top one.
the
So
least
I'm
Oh,
reading
hard mode.
Sector
Hard mode.
Y,
It was a long time ago.
Aquas, Zones, Sector Z, Area 6,
I'm not
Venom.
here now.
And did you have a hard time with that since those missions are harder?
The okay, yes and no. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else went this route, but I did I remember the submarine level being pretty janky. I almost died on the final
Remember
boss.
being really dark, isn't it? Pretty
Yeah,
dark?
it's very dark. I almost died on the final boss. It was on my last hit. It was a butt clenchy moment, but I was able to beat it. And then yeah, other than like that, and then towards the end of the game, I lost my crewmates, and then I died towards the end of the game. But other than that, I didn't die at all. I enjoy it though. I mean, like it's still it's like a good enough challenge, but yeah.
Yeah, this is by no means like
I don't blame you.
the standard kind of game I'll go. I don't play a lot of like dogfight, like fighting, like flying games.
You don't have to, no.
But I'm always like down to play like a Nintendo game if that makes sense. So by no means is like the StarFox series like something I would usually go
so have you
towards,
still
but
not found the
because it's
videos? I
StarFox,
already
like there's
found
something
them.
about it that I like, but I'm not very good at it. I don't think it's hard though.
I will
don't think it's
say
hard.
on like you guys were talking about your struggles with the controller. Like I don't have one. The N64 controller definitely feels a lot better for this game than what you're saying because you have the C buttons. You can like boost, brake, do your loop-de-loop thing. What's it? U-turn. Yeah, or somersault and U-turn. You could do all that. Like,
I didn't
no
even
problem.
attempt them. I did it once, and I was like, "No way, that's ever like it's
Yeah.
like fucking."
No,
I don't even want to bring up the analogy I was gonna say. It's like being 16 and trying to take a bra off for the first time without looking. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
that's awesome. Your dad's gonna love that line.
Yeah, you're like, how do I do the fucking thing?
Oh my god.
The no, but the buttons it's easier.
At least that is exciting and fun though.
So is StarFox, all right? And I would argue more fun, all right?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Toby, you played this game a lot. Is there a path you like to go, or just kind of did you do what Joe did? Oh, not gamer enough.
Oh no!
Not gamer enough. No.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's
I did that too.
oh.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I actually really like that level. Yeah. Well, yeah, I was gonna bring that up as a natural way. The three kind of gameplay types in this game. Well, there's three gameplay types, but it's gameplay kind of the same still. It's just like different setting. I don't know, but there's different mission types. You have some where you're like just in a bowl, like kind of like this level that's on the screen right now, like a square arena, and you fight. And then you have just the straight on levels where you're going through level point A to point B, and there's a boss at the end. And then you kind of have the levels where you're using a different vehicle, the Landmaster, and then whatever the sub's called. You know what the sub's called, Toby?
This
The
piece of junk.
Water Master.
Yeah, I think there's two Landmaster levels and then the one sub level, right? Yeah, I don't really like the sub level. It's just slow and dark, and a sub plays too similar to the X-wing. Holy shit, R-wing. Just because like you don't have any limit to your motions. It's just different setting, like water versus the air. So it doesn't really change that much, but like then you're underwater and get to see like a different setting, basically ecosystem, whatever you want to call it. But the Landmaster actually changes things because you're limited to the ground and then being able to fly a little bit. What did you guys think about the vehicle levels?
The Landmaster was the most obnoxious thing I'd ever
Yeah, the
encountered.
Landmaster's pretty rough. It's like it feels like glitchy almost.
Yeah, I don't know if, and Joe, you would know best since you played on OG hardware, but on the
original
Switch,
hardware.
it felt like there were only 3 aiming points that you could toggle between. And I don't know if that's the Switch's Joy-Cons just being shit, or if the Landmaster levels are just weird like that. But if anything was outside of like these 3 zones of height, like it was impossible to hit them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I remember breaking a lot, but that didn't really help much. It was like a struggle, you know.
Me playing on a Switch as well, I didn't remember that. It was just more, it's annoying because you're supposed to use the 2 triggers to be able to like use the boost to the left, boost to the right, and then both at the same time to like fly and then kind of hover it that way. Yeah. But it's like ZL and then R to do left and then right, and it's like, what is going on here? Like they didn't, and it's not a fault to the game. The game came out in 1997. But Switch Online, they don't adapt the controls well at all. I hate that you have to do it all manually. If they were going to do that, they should just automatically have it set where it programs it so it fixes the controls for you based on what the game is. Maybe. I don't know.
Isn't it like the left trigger is Z, the left bumper is L, and the right bumper is R? Because that's basically what it would have been on the original controller. Except you don't have to move your hand to get to L.
Yeah, but then you also have to hit the back right one, I think, and then you can use the C. But also it's annoying because it's like literally having to translate whenever you're getting directions from someone in game telling you what you need to do, and then you have to translate it how to do it on your fucking Switch. It is very cumbersome, and that's just something you accept when you emulate something. But we've all dealt with it for years because I know we've all been emulating things for a long time. We use Xbox 360 controllers to play Super Nintendo games or something like that, and we're like, what the wait a minute, what button did we do that for? Because this isn't working.
Switch Online,
it feels more natural somehow on the 360.
Switch Online, you can't edit the controls in the app, right? You have to edit
you have to go into the settings of the Switch.
That's
who's
terrible.
Gonna do that? That's how you have to fix GoldenEye if you want it to control like even decent.
Yeah. Terrible.
Still mad.
Switch Online is it's good for some things, bad for others. It's good to have that access, but sometimes it's like it's a little too much for this. That's why I'm like, if they did GameCube, I could see them ruining it.
Oh no!
You'd see the flight paths of floating boxes everywhere.
Oh no!
Oh no! Yeah, but Toby, we didn't ask the thing. I usually do this. Episode 3, I fucked it up, man. But what did you play this on? Did you play on Switch Online as well? Nice.
Gaming. But he's a pro gamer. So
pro games player.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Boo.
Toby's a professional game enjoyer.
Yes. That's the second to last level, right? Yeah. I feel like that level's kind of repetitive to that original Star Wolf level. I don't know. It just doesn't feel it. I don't know. It's like level 3 on the easy path. I don't remember what it's called. Oh, maybe I'm thinking about something different. Okay.
Oh, wow.
You're a good StarFox gamer because I don't know any of these level names.
Yeah,
There
I
are
don't either.
blue or green or Y or X
looking at
or lava or water. Okay. I have notes up that I ask you guys, so I have worse access. But now that since we brought up all the characters and everything, I don't know. I enjoy the character. It's like such a memorable internet thing. Like late 2000s, early 2010s. I feel like it's one of the most popular internet memes ever. At least for that time, was do a barrel roll.
Does it still work if you Google it?
It's definitely not like that relevant of a meme anymore that people like quote, but like in that era, like the YouTube poop era, like 2008, 2009, 2010, like the Screwtack top 10 era, like oh my god, this game, people, it was always Slippy's annoying. Slippy's the worst character of all time, worst sidekick of all time. You love to hate him, you hate to love him. He's really annoying, and then Falco's a dick, and it's like weird because like they are really annoying, but they're somehow so memorable, and it's like, is it memorable in a bad way or not? I don't know. It still works. They are really memorable.
It still works, by the way. If you Google "do a barrel roll," it'll do a barrel roll.
Oh, that's sweet.
Pretty epic.
Yeah.
See, I wish the characters were either more useful. If they didn't change any of their like dialogue or personalities or anything, I wish they were either more useful or pretty much indestructible. Because then I wouldn't get pissed off every time I hear their voice, because all I associate their voices with is saving them.
I have a complaint. Not about the people, but what kind of a general is such a pushover? Is it just me, or general? He's like. Our StarFox is like, all right, we did it. He's like, oh, you're going here now? Yes, I am. It's like, who's the commander here?
Yeah.
Who's the commander here?
That's right.
He says, so they're hiding out here? Yep, I'm on my way. It's like, no, what do you do? General, you're supposed to give him orders. And then at the end, one of my favorite quotes in the whole game is he's like, oh yeah, StarFox, you got the medal. And StarFox takes it and he says, it's time for us to go now. And he leaves.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah. Oh, no, he wants them to join like the army or something.
Yeah.
He's like, no. You can join our blah, blah, army. He's like, no, we work alone.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
It's time for us to go now.
Yeah, what's...
Hey, time now. Go now.
Are they like mercenaries or what?
Yeah, because the mercenaries are cool.
I think they're just like guns for hire, but like only work with,
I think they explain it in the extended version of StarFox Adventures. I think they explain it,
What extended version of StarFox Adventures
is
there? What the fuck?
You just have to watch everything from StarFox Adventures to understand the lore.
Wow, selfish StarFox wants the world to suck.
A legendary team of mercenaries and adventurers for hire. I don't know how
adventurers for
hire an adventurer.
Yes,
but
yeah, StarFox Adventures. You needed that. He needed to save Blue Girl, who's internet hottie now.
Oh god,
it is.
Oh no, the Reddit for StarFox.
Ooh, don't go on there.
Background page.
I wouldn't go on there.
So, this looks like a furry site.
Yeah.
We do live in Pittsburgh.
You ever go to one of those cons and somebody has like a StarFox costume? It's like way too good. You're like, oh.
Yeah, I don't think this game would be the same without the characters.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it would then it would just be like another flying game. I think that it makes it more memorable, but also the other game did it first, but you couldn't hear them talk. In StarFox 64, StarFox on the Super Nintendo, they're just like beep 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 beep, rah, 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 rah. And it's funny there because like you can't hear them, and it is a lot easier to get annoyed at something where you can actually understand what they're saying, because they're just saying save me, and it is pretty annoying, but it actually like delves into like how the gameplay works. So there's a medal system which Toby got into a little bit. And you unlock a medal in each level by keeping all of your wingmen alive and then destroying a set amount of enemies in the level. And that is what allows you to get the medal for the level. And if you get all 15 medals, you unlock expert mode. So keeping them alive is like actually like an integral part of experiencing everything about the game, because then once you unlock expert mode and then get all the medals in expert mode, you can unlock stuff in the multiplayer, which we'll get into.
And you see, don't you see the secret dialogue with James Fox or whatever?
Yeah, I've seen. I feel like seeing that was like a fever dream once, because like I fell asleep or something.
It was GNN, Gotham News Network.
Yeah, GNN. But like I remember like waking up and then like there was I was like, what? He's dead. How
I
is
don't know
he
if that's
here?
actually true, but
No, I
yeah.
So it's Star Wars. Yeah, I don't think he actually came back to life, but who knows?
And then there's also
He pretty much just is his dad. I mean,
with sunglasses.
Yeah.
His dad's just him with sunglasses.
he's got the same team except for Pigma, who can't believe Pigma. Who would do that? What a jerk. He should be the main villain. He's the fucking one who turned on
Daddy
him.
screed real good before he died.
Oh my
That's
God.
one of my favorite
Oh, that's
quotes.
a good-
Oh, it's so good.
Real good.
Yeah.
I remember
super
back in middle school and very early high school, Toby quoted StarFox 64 like it was his fucking job.
It's such a quotable.
Oh my God.
It's such a quotable game.
Toby would... I think, Toby, you could probably recite this game line for line until a certain point, right?
No.
Like, how do you know that?
What's your favorite quote, Toby? You have to say something. Come on. Favorite quote. One of my... Yes! That's exactly what I was
my
going to
God.
say. Cocky little freaks!
That's a good one.
Yeah, every single time. Yep. That is a staple of my childhood right there. Is hearing that. Oh,
That's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
one. Yeah.
the classic.
Can't let you do that, Starfoot. That's a really good one. I think that used to be like a shirt, like on one of those like the Yeti.
Oh,
websites or
those are so
something.
good.
Where they would just take video game lines and make it a shirt, and it's like, I would wear stuff like that like fucking 12 years ago.
I have I also have disrespectful little whelps. What is a whelp? I don't know if I know what a whelp is.
It's probably some British thing. I don't know.
And then
Yeah.
I already mentioned it, but it's time for us to go now. That's one of my favorites. So
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Since-
All those cutscenes seemed like they were. It was like a Godzilla type of thing where they like recorded it in Japanese and then they just didn't want to animate it again and just put English in as fast as
works.
they could to get it.
it works.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they made this game really fast. It just feels
Oh,
that
me
way.
too.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
think about how much actual content's in this game. Like the content is playing it again and again and again, and that's fine if the game's great. But like, there's 15 levels, and the content is play it again hard, play it again harder, play it again. So it just really feels like it was like this game couldn't have taken more than a year to make. I really believe that.
This boss on the
It kinda
screen
reminds
was
me-
annoying. Continue.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he was always right. Like the zone to shoot him was always right out of like the like segments that the joystick wanted to like
Oh.
click into.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Landmaster doesn't. There's nothing unique. It literally only handicaps you. There's nothing that it does that makes the gameplay more fun.
Yeah.
What do? You shoot your bombs. Like, it doesn't introduce anything more. It just takes away,
Yeah.
which means, I think, makes it a little worse. I think the only thing interesting about that is that you're following a train and your partners are up in the sky, and that's kind of fun in a way. Like, I like this level. I don't.
just
The
doesn't
other one
make
doesn't
sense.
really. But
Like,
no, I
okay,
agree. It doesn't do
the,
anything good.
in the Plinkett
The Plinkett?
Red Letter Media, Mr. Plinkett, Star Trek movie reviews. They make a good point. There's in one of the movies, they get like this all-terrain vehicle that they're driving around in, like a John Deere Gator type thing. And in the review, he's like, "This doesn't make any sense. This is objectively worse than a shuttlecraft." And it just handicaps them. And this is exactly how I felt about the Landmaster. Why would you bring a tank to a train fight when you could just shoot them from the sky?
Man.
Yeah, it literally
That's
doesn't.
true.
It doesn't improve anything. Like, why would you not just fly? Like, there's no logic to that other than like it's a video game.
Yeah.
Somebody needed to tell that to the Mass Effect devs. Mass Effect 1.
Someone needs to tell that to Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Fucking 3 land. You know,
Personally, I prefer the
you literally could have just had the final Smash be the other StarFox members come in and fucking shoot up the place or something.
like Ultimate, where they do that. Don't they do?
Is that what it is?
I don't
remember.
think everyone shows up. It's just
Or-
Fox or Falco. Like they just shoot with their thing.
Or like
Yeah.
the Mega Man one.
Super fighting
Where it's just a
robot.
bunch-
Mega Man.
It's just all the
Mega
Mega Man
Man!
shooting.
Uh,
This is really random, but like you were saying in the beginning, like the first exposure I had to StarFox was in Smash Brothers, and as soon as I think in like the second level or something, you fight him in the campaign. I don't remember, but I laughed my ass off when I saw that his last name was McCloud. I thought that was hilarious.
I feel like I've actually.
McCloud.
Yeah. There was a Steeler, Pittsburgh Steeler, whose last name was McLeod.
Wow.
He's on the San Francisco 49ers. He played in the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure. No. He
God.
played one of the playoff games this
said,
year.
"Follow
His
me,
last
Fox."
name is McLeod. I was like, his fucking name's McLeod. That's a real name.
Okay, the level. Oh, good.
Ray.
Oh, that is not.
Ray.
Yeah. Okay.
You think his name's fuck? You think his name's fuck?
Fox. So the level that's on screen right now, I hated that because these stupid pylon things. The lock on, it wanted to lock on to everything else but these things, and it was just such a pain in the ass. And if you try to turn around, you can't fly forward. Oh god, I hated it.
Yeah.
I didn't really use lock on very much,
Oh.
but then like my finger fucking hurt a lot.
I used
so.
lock on
I-
like only the whole game. It's like a kind of
I-
cheat code sometimes, especially when one of your people is in danger. If you just
That's when I like to use
you
lock
just
on.
boost
Yeah,
ahead, lock
'cause
on. It's over. Like you're fine. They're fine.
It kind of has like an explosion radius and would take out more
Yeah.
things. So if there was like a group or like these things, if you need to shoot a very specific thing and you have a limited window,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna lock on, and it just oh my
This
god, I was
this
tearing
one
my
I
hair
just
out.
drove in a big circle, and I just got him that way. But
Yeah, I did that too.
Yeah,
Playtime is over,
Yeah.
Star Fox. I think I'll torture you.
oh, he's
for a
gonna say
while.
it. Yeah.
You screwed real good before you
Yeah.
died.
I don't
You'll
remember
be
these
sorry you
guys
crossed
coming.
us. Anyways,
Yeah. No, you can.
you can.
It just doesn't seem like it because you have to be like closer than anything else in the entire game. Like you can lock onto things from miles away except these. And it always wanted to lock on. If someone was like flying past at the same time, it would lock onto the ship instead. And like I was asking you when we went to the drive-in, like, is there any way to switch what you're locked onto? And you were like, no. I was just like, God damn it, because these things, it would not lock onto them with any favor at all.
Like, you just have to shoot,
Yeah.
like, and
Yeah,
then
but-
reset it.
But the Joy-Cons were just such a pain to try to get precise shots off like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think playing this on the Switch was a mistake, but
I agree. If I could do this
Yeah.
over again, I would go and play it on like an emulator.
for sure. So, have you guys ever played the multiplayer?
Hell yeah.
No.
It's a great time.
Yeah, I played it a lot. I played it a little bit as a kid, but I actually don't think it's very remarkable or memorable. Joe, you seem to like.
I mean, it's the only.
let's.
My dad and my brother are big into like planes and dogfighting games and stuff, and this was like the only one we had on N64. So we would play it all the time, and I would always get my ass beat, and I would always put my. I think I was always player 3 because player 3 was Slippy, and so I was always Slippy because I like green. That's literally it. So.
Yeah, I would play this like with friends I lived in Oklahoma with. That was the only time I really remember playing the multiplayer, other than maybe with Toby. And we only ever had two N64 controllers, so it was always just one-on-one dogfights, which I don't find very interesting. And then the multiplayer is just exactly what you would think it'd be. It's just, planes kind of in the all-terrain section, and you shoot each other.
Yeah,
and it's
pretty
like, what
much.
more does it need to be? But I don't know. I don't think it's that remarkable, but if I grew up with this game more, like back in the... Maybe I was born 6 years earlier. This could have been like a great option alongside GoldenEye and Mario Party and
It's
all
not
that
that
kind of
good.
stuff.
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like it could have been an option when you have friends over.
Yes.
But I think it would have been fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth option behind all the other great options on the N64. So especially compared to the N64, which I think is like a powerhouse multiplayer console, I don't think it impresses very much that way. Toby, do you have memories of us playing this together, multiplayer-wise? Who's that? I bet he's not watching this. I bet he sucks.
I'll- Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think this game's, if you're gonna play it with a friend, more fun to just like start a run and then just like hand off the controller every level or every life or something. Because I don't know, it's so fast paced. You could just do that with a friend and then like try to. This game's very arcadey, so I mean it's just like try to get the best score, try to get better at it, and just play it because it's fun and it's because the inherent gameplay is fun, and it is. But like I don't think the multiplayer is that amazing, but you guys have only played the dogfight mode, right?
Yeah.
So I think one of the most disappointing parts about the multiplayer of this game, and I had tried my best to like grind on it and unlock it, but I don't like the game enough to do that. But I think it brings up an interesting conversation. Like when we were kids, like before DLC and all that stuff, there was a little something called unlocking stuff. And it was really fun because, you played a game and maybe you had access to like 50, 60, 70% out of the box, and the rest you had to unlock. There'd be a question mark. There'd be other things. And it was motivation to play the game, and maybe you don't need that intrinsic motivation. Like the game should just be intrinsically motivating itself because you enjoy playing it. But it is fun to have stuff to unlock. Depends what you're unlocking, though. In StarFox 64, there are 3 multiplayer modes, and to unlock 2 of the 3, you have to play a significant amount of single-player content to actually unlock it. So there's a tank mode where you can fight each other on landmasters, and then this one's the craziest one to me. You can fight each other on foot in multiplayer mode.
Oh, I remember
yeah.
seeing this. Yeah.
I remember seeing that too.
Yeah, but it's like you have to. Okay, so to play as a tank, you have to earn every medal. You have to earn a medal in Venom. Play as a tank in multiplayer mode. You must earn a medal in Venom, which that's the last level, right, Toby? This level right here. Okay, so to earn a medal, you have to. Sorry, I have something. I don't see it. I think you have to kill 200 enemies, maybe.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I don't think I got it when I did this. Yeah, but you also don't get the medal unless you have all your crewmates alive. But this part only, not every part of Venom has the crew. That only when you're fighting Andross you don't have the crew there.
Oh. Wow. They can kill steal you?
Wow.
Yeah, that is stupid. But like that in itself, I feel like there's a lot of RNG into that. It's like whether or not you can save your partners is like, are they actually like fucking you up? Are they in a spot you can save them naturally? Like those things get into it. So you have to survive this level and kill 200 enemies to unlock playing as a tank, and then to play on foot. Well, first off, to unlock expert mode, you have to get the medal with the clear conditions in every single level in the game. and then you unlock expert mode, and then in expert mode, you have to unlock a medal on Venom in expert mode. So this level on expert mode to unlock playing on foot.
Wow.
So it's just
That's
like
too much.
Yeah, and that's where I'm like, that's not fun. Like, you want to be able to play those modes, but what, at the cost of one of the people who have the game having to, like, just sit there and play it for like weekends at a time or however long it takes to actually be able to like earn that just so they can play a mode and not even know if it's good or not. I don't know. Like, that sounds interesting because I always thought like StarFox would be the most interesting, like, with having a great combination of the, say, 70-80% flying, maybe 15% like objective based like tank foot levels, and then like boss battles. Star Fox Assault kind of does that, where I think having every now and then that mix is cool, and playing on foot I think could be interesting for variety's sake. But Star Fox is a flying game, but it's so interesting that you can do that in this game, and it's just like, who's actually done it? I don't know. I've never actually played it, and I think it brings up an interesting conversation because you don't unlock stuff anymore, but back in the day, it would be very annoying when you couldn't play certain things with a friend out of the box. Or even when we emulate games now, if we want to like play a GameCube game together and we just played it fresh, and it's like, oh, we can't play 70% of the levels because someone has to play the single player. And it's like, what if I just want to play this game with my friends and not play through that stuff because this is all we focus on? And I'm glad we've kind of got away from that.
Maybe this is too extreme.
I kind of miss that sort of era of unlocking stuff, because I don't know if you noticed, like, the whole, like, there'd be like these legends and myths of video games, like Luigi,
Master Hand and Melee.
Yeah, like there's all these things that it's like, maybe you could do this, and how do you do it? We don't know.
I missed that too.
That's kind of disappeared. And I think the last like hurrah of that was Call of Duty Zombies, really, because there were always like, how do you unlock like this little song and these secrets and Easter eggs? Now that's all just gone, and you pay money for less
I thought
stuff,
you meant
it's sad.
you have to beat the World of War campaign to unlock it. I remember everyone hating that.
Well, yeah. So I remember that. This is gonna go down a whole other.
No, we're good.
So that was like a really interesting time when DLC was so new, and
They put a lot of effort
I always
into
say
it,
that the World of War DLC was like the best that you could ever get, because it started with the zombie mode being like a little throwaway game that they put in. You could play it after you beat the campaign, and then it was such a huge hit that they put out an update that let you play it without having to beat the campaign. And then in their DLC packs they added more zombie maps, and they just put more and more stuff and crazier objectives and things you could do. And you don't really get that anymore. Now it's like, okay, what can we make and take out of the game to put into DLC later, instead of a natural response to what people like?
Yeah, like after
it's so
like
weird.
it's planned, like the DLC is like way far in advance planned before.
Yeah, and like towards the tail end of the 360 era was like, was it Capcom? There was some developer that was notorious for putting on disc.
Yeah, it was
DLC.
Capcom. Angry Joe used to be so mad about it.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah, and I remember them getting called out because they were like, "Oh, we're not doing it anymore," and then they did it again, and everyone's like, "Are you kidding me?" So it's so weird how within just the era of the 360 and PS3, we went from like this last sort of like unlockable game modes and kind of goodwill towards the consumer to
honestly,
fuck you, give us more money.
Honestly, though, that is a little like the fighting games are a little different, because then you wouldn't be able to face people with DLC characters.
But the point is that they had it was never DLC. It was literally they made the content, they put it on the disc, they sold it to you, and then
there was a guy who posted a video of it, and he got his video got like taken down, and he was like banned from YouTube or whatever by Capcom, and it was a big deal when that happened. It was like, because Angry Joe was really mad about it. He's like, "You own the disc."
Well, yeah, it's an interesting conversation. Like, ethically, it's like you go to a store, you buy disc, you don't own all the information on disc.
Yeah,
and it's like, and then it's not downloadable content.
Like if I rip
Yeah.
my copy of I don't know, something, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's my copy. I can do whatever I want with it.
Yeah, and now that's
Yeah.
kind of gone into so many other things, like computers now. Windows 11 is kind of notorious for like locking stuff down. Cars now, it's
Oh,
gone.
cars is really bad.
It's such a rabbit hole. And
Oh,
there's
everything
so many
is
things.
way worse than it used to be.
Yeah, companies don't want to sell you anything. They want to license their thing
Yeah,
to
pretty
you
much.
and completely own it from this point of sale to the end of life. It's-
That too, but they also want to sell you 60% of something and then upsell you on the rest of the 40%.
Yeah.
And you
Oh,
think
God.
that 60% is the 100%.
the bullshit, and this is so off topic.
No, it's fine. This
it's
is
so
just how it naturally
cathartic.
goes. I like
The
that.
bullshit of like, oh, you want Android Auto in your car. Well, for that you have to get the off-road pack, and to get the off-road pack, you have to have the convenience package, and to have the convenience package, you have to have the comfort package. It's like, fuck you. I don't need all this stuff. I could plug a better speaker into my computer and it works. I don't have to buy a Guitar Hero guitar and a better keyboard just to use better speakers. Like, I hate this this whole idea of like, and like the salesmen are everyone knows it's all bullshit. Everyone's in on it though. Why is it like
Isn't the new
this?
BMWs like you need to pay for heated seats?
You need to subscribe for heated seats
yeah.
and shit.
That's terrible.
You know what's really, really funny? There's an old James and Mike Monday clip from Cinemassacre where they played StarFox 2 on the Super Nintendo, and they complained about iTunes the whole time.
Yeah, iTunes,
And got on a
yeah.
real tangent. And it's very similar right now where they were like, it's bullshit. I own the songs. I gotta re-download them. I have to buy them again. I own them.
Or it could be like streaming services where you own zero. You just pay the money.
Yeah.
And then it's like, at the end of the day, you actually don't own anything.
I abandoned Amazon Music because it had very good quality. I don't even remember if that's true. I remember it having very nice features and good quality audio, but like week to week, your library is either available or not because they couldn't renew the rights. And it's like, fuck that. Like, pirate everything, kids. Skip school. Don't listen to the government. Pirate
I
everything.
agree. Hey, you know what? A lot of these video games you can't legally obtain anymore. So, you know what? You got to do it.
Yeah.
No choice.
I don't care what you do.
Like,
But, going back to the Star Fox.
anyway, the
video
funny
game.
fox and monkey game.
Oh, Andros.
monkey,
What a great villain.
monkey.
What a great...
What a terrible boss!
Oh, what?
That was the easiest boss fight
Oh,
ever.
yeah.
I thought it was a fever dream because you're just in a portal vortex with a giant monkey face with floating
that's-
arms. That's not, and
Oh,
it's
I think
No,
not.
that's awesome. I
that
think it's-
screams
it's
Final
cool.
Boss. That screams Final Boss.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's really
I-
awesome.
no, okay,
Every time
so-
I get there, I'm like, yeah, back here, baby.
To
It's
clarify,
super easy, though, you're
to
right.
clarify, I think it's really cool, but it's like you go from like fighting these very real mechanical like war machines
To a monkey.
of bosses to just a guy
It's a robot
floating in
monkey.
space, and it reminds me of Mad TV.
Yes. It kind of does. That's
it-
true. Like,
It was
those weird animations.
just surreal. Yeah, and you're shooting him in the eyes and stuff, and like, it was so weird. I didn't know that was the final. I thought there was going to be another stage, or like, oh, you got duped, because like, it was so easy. I didn't get hit a single time, and I'm like, why?
If you do a bunch of very specific things, don't you fight his brain?
Oh, that's
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's dumb. I shot his head, which has his brain. He's dead. Yeah, his like skin falls off and then he blows up. I don't know. I didn't pay much attention.
You were like, Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's
Yeah.
he's easiest
He has
boss in the game. Yeah.
The biggest weak points, the most telegraphed attacks that have no coverage of the screen.
it's the same exact final boss from the Super Nintendo game. I don't know if you remember the assist trophy of
Yeah.
Andros from
We
Smash
shoots the gray
or
things.
Smash 4. Yeah, he's just the same thing, except now he's a monkey. I mean, he was probably a monkey before, but I don't know. He's more and more a monkey now. Yeah, I kind of assumed that, like, that was supposed to be the robot head, and then
That's how monkeys look
they
back then.
upgraded in Mario 64. Star Fox 64. He's got monkey head now. I don't know. Who knows? But
Yeah, I don't know. They what they need to do. Okay, this is like really random, but it's kind of relevant. They should. Okay, so this was essentially like a remake of the SNES one. We need another remake of this one, and just no.
I was ready. I didn't even know you were gonna say that.
That's not a game. Okay. Games are fun.
I do think you should give the 3DS one a try. I'm actually curious what you would think.
I'll maybe.
They
try
intentionally
that.
nerfed like how often the people talk, because people got so annoyed.
Because I mean, there were times where Slippy's screaming at me to save him, and there's nothing chasing him. I'm like, what? Because I saved him too soon. I saved him before he started asking.
I always
to.
thought Slippy.
So then it got stuck, and he wouldn't shut
I always
up.
thought Slippy was a girl, like my entire life, and then we've got.
Is that why you liked playing as him in the
No, because he's green. It was green. I like green. That's it. That's literally it.
I know.
Get out of here. No, and then my brother would always like, no, it's a boy, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's definitely a girl. And then he showed me in Star Fox Adventures, there's a bit where they say he, and I'm like,
Yeah, he did that.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, of course, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
All
it's
those
'cause-
young little boy characters are always voice acted by.
Like
adult
you're gonna
females.
tell me,
yeah, frogs have feminine voices.
well, you're gonna tell me like Peppy and Falco and Fox like, yeah, and then Slippy's like, ah.
That was really good.
No, see, Slippy's the diversity hire to be able to be nominated for awards at the.
Well, no, there is a
convention.
woman. There's Cat in this game. Did you guys see Cat?
Yeah,
No.
Cat's hot. I'm just joking.
And then the Cat just shows up.
I didn't realize the implications of saying that.
Oh my god, that's true. I didn't think.
I said it, then I was like, oops.
Well, oh my god. Well, Cat shows up and Falco is like, Cat,
Cat
what
shows
are you
up.
doing here? She's like, we're gonna have sex later, Falco. He's like, you're leaving? Why are you leaving? And she's like, I'm mysterious. Goodbye. I'm like, what? What was the point of that?
I'm mysterious.
That's exactly what
Goodbye.
she.
There's also an Independence Day level. Have you played that one? It's just like Independence Day, the movie.
You go and give them the cold.
No, it's like kind of like a Capitol, or it's like a pyramid, the Capitol building, like DC-esque level, and you're all fighting around, and there's a big ship above it, and it's just like Independence
that's cool.
Day. Trying to think about. We kind of covered all the basis I wanted
Music?
to talk about. Oh, the music's incredible. One of the things. It has the same composer as Ocarina of Time, but the sound font is very similar, and there are some songs, specifically the credits theme, literally sounds like a song from Ocarina of Time.
Interesting.
And you should check out both soundtracks. They're very similar, same composer. Came out within a year or two of each other. He's probably working on them at the same time. But I've always kind of lumped those two in my head. I think Ocarina of Time is amazing music that I've been listening to for like 20 years now. So,
Yeah.
But and this game's the same way. Great music.
That Mission Accomplished theme is like, it's ingrained in my head.
I never paid attention to it because I was going and making a save state.
Sorry.
It's so good, though.
I do really
It's
like
so
the music
good.
in this game. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I would love to. They just need to remake this game. They need to have like full orchestra music.
Get out
they
of here.
need to have.
Throw that out of it.
They need to have co-op, so that you
Co-op
can.
would be fun.
So that instead of hearing the stupid anime characters scream at you, you get to hear your stupid friends scream at you in real life.
Nothing better.
You,
Honestly, being able to all play as the 4-star Team StarFox, I don't know, characters. would
if
be
you
really
made them
Yeah.
look animated, maybe modern Nintendo would be more. They would probably make it because they love anime now.
Call me
Yeah.
crazy. I think if they did a new game, like co-op would be a good thing to add. I think having GoldenEye-esque, well, you already have this where it's like the different branching paths, but like GoldenEye-esque objectives where there's like
additional
you can either
things
finish
you
the
have to do.
level or it'd be like, and they have those like mini things in the level where it's just like, oh, shoot these 8 gates, but like having those little different clear conditions, but maybe having them be more integrated, kind of like GoldenEye. I think that'd be really interesting. In a way, like, oh, bomb this other like little side quest area here. I don't know, but
I would like.
they haven't. This game has handcuffed the series.
No, I think like if you're gonna do, yeah, I totally agree. If you're gonna make another Star Fox game, it's gotta be different than this. Like I know it's like, I don't know. There's not really a whole lot of places I think you could take a game that's just this. I honestly feel like if they go like an approach where there's like more exploration, that would probably be better. Like you can go on planets and maybe explore individual planets a little bit. I know it's like
It's called No Man's Sky.
not like that, like where online multiplayer, like still single player, but maybe co-op. But like I don't know. I just want to see something new from them. Like I've seen this, like the 3DS, and then the Wii U. It's like okay, I don't know.
The thing is, it's one of those things where the games that came out after this game are Star Fox Adventures. It's a Zelda game. I think it's decent. I honestly think it's decent. I think it's pretty
It's weird.
good. Yeah, it's weird. It is not a Star Fox game, but it is. But I enjoyed it as a kid because I didn't know any better. And it was like another GameCube Zelda game, kind of. And then after that Star Fox Assault, they're like, okay, we need to have more ship levels. It is kind of like Star Fox 64, but there's tank levels, there's on-foot levels. I think they were going in the right direction that way. And then there's Star Fox Command for the DS. I played that one too. And that game actually tries things pretty different, where it's like a grid-based kind of mission thing where you have... It's very different. And then the game has like 100 different endings, and it is actually pretty different. So like the 3 games that came after this, other than Star Fox Assault, which did try new things as well. Like they were trying to do different things with the series, but I don't think it
Nobody
really
cared. Yeah.
This game was this series is handcuffed by this game because it was as good as it is and it's memorable, iconic.
Never played Assault. I should give that a try. But
I want to. I never have either. I only played the multiplayer when it came out because my friends at the time got it, and only played the multiplayer. But I was always intrigued by it branching out more with different like level types. But like some people just want Star Fox to be what it is in Star Fox 64. So it's like I feel like maybe in a way they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. But like try some. Star Fox Zero wasn't the answer. They went back, just made the same game, made it HD, made the controls suck. I played it. It's nothing remarkable, and it's just like either do they just keep making Star Fox 64 over and over again? The last 2 Star Fox releases are Star Fox 3DS and then Star Fox Zero. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's because here's the problem: they have a good like dogfight space combat game that they keep making everything but a dogfight space combat game. They just need to go all into that. Like, there's been how many like, what are like? There's like Ace and Hawks, Ace Combat and Hawks, and all these like
War
other
Thunder.
like, War Thunder's big. There's all these like aerial combat games. Nothing's in space. Like, nothing has these characters. They could just do that, go all in on that, and it'd be great.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I hate, or I'm very like regressive in thinking that I do want those tank levels and the on foot levels. Like I would want a little bit of it sprinkled in.
I would.
But
They should
But
do.
yeah, the dogfighting.
Make them not
I want
shit.
it to be the main part.
They should make what they should do to appease everyone is basically do what Diddy Kong Racing did and let you pick what you're gonna use for that mission. And maybe the missions are a little bit different depending on what you pick, because maybe if you pick if you're on a planet and you pick the spaceship, you have to, I don't know, take out some like mothership thing, or if you pick the tank, you have to blow up some missile silo. I don't know.
Yeah,
Something.
I mean, I think the easiest thing to say is that they could do a lot more with the series that they don't do.
They could at this point do literally anything, and it's more than
Maybe
what
they
they're
just do this again and they make it like a budget title. I could see that too, like $40.
Star Fox Zero was literally the last main release, really, that Nintendo themselves developed for the Wii U before they like gave up on it, and I think that's interesting to think about. Like they were like.
So they're never making another one. All right. Well.
Yeah, I mean, they really should have made one for the Wii. I mean, I don't know why.
Oh yeah, that's like a layup.
Yeah, because
That
I
would've
mean
been
that
pretty cool.
was their most popular console ever.
Have you ever played? What is it? Lost Planet? Is that what it is?
That's like a Capcom like Xbox 360 game.
Yeah. So it's a third-person shooter, but it was kind of weird because
I remember playing it,
the
like, a little
cursor, like your reticle, you'd move the reticle across the screen, and then when you got to the edge, it would turn.
Oh.
And
bit. Huh.
I'm just thinking if they did it for the Wii, you could have done pretty much the same thing where you control the reticle with with the Wiimote, and then where you're actually flying with the nunchuck.
Oh.
Yeah, and
That would have worked really well.
I think for the time they could have made it really, really work. I mean, there's a series called Sin and Punishment that had a Wii version where it was a, what did they call it? On-rail shooter. Obviously, Star Fox isn't an on-rail shooter, but
Rambo is.
I think there was a way where they could have
Rambo,
made it
the
work.
game Rambo. That's your on-rail
Yeah, the
shooter.
Rambo game that
Rambo,
came out
baby.
in like
I know
2015 or
that game
whatever.
looked really bad.
It was an on-rail shooter on consoles and
I
PC
watched the Angry Joe
in
review of
the
that one too, so.
2010s.
Angry Joe is here. But yeah, I don't know why they didn't release one in that time period. I think it would have been a slam dunk, like Joe said. And it's
Nintendo they just do things that don't make sense.
and I think whenever their games fail, they like go like, oh well, you didn't like the last one, so we're never making one ever again.
Yeah,
Or,
but we're gonna put the characters in other games.
Yeah, and it's not that they're never gonna make one ever again. They'll probably take a break for 10 years. This is like usually what I feel like they do. They're like, well, they'll like dig their heels in. They're like, well, we're taking a break. 'Cause
Well,
you
look
didn't
at
like that one.
look at F-Zero.
Oh, God.
Like, where the fuck is
He's
F-Zero?
Oh well,
He's underwater.
That's its own. That's its own can of worms. If you, even fucking Metroid, they're like, you don't like Metroid Other M? All right, we're not making one for fucking literally an original one for 12 years.
It's the exact opposite problem that like the Western media right now has, like Hollywood and streaming services, where they keep making stuff that fails over and over and over again and loses billions of dollars, and they're like, we're just gonna keep doing this.
Well, even
Why
then,
can't-
like, there's
Nintendo
too
needs a
much
little
of
bit of that.
one product. It's like I don't.
Yeah.
Once every 5 years for most series.
And then
is
they made
enough.
like 80 new Super Mario Bros. Wii games. What the heck?
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
the era where people were doing that. It was like Assassin's Creed every year, Call of Duty every year, Mario game every year. And it's just like what a time that was. I missed 2007 to like 2011. What a time.
Yeah, I miss it too.
But yeah, I don't who knows what will ever happen with Star Fox from here. Like I think they will make something again, but it's just like what, the Star Fox Guard? Like, what are we doing? They made fucking, like, a turret simulator tower defense game for the Wii U. Then they're like, oh, we'll just bundle it Star Fox Zero, whatever.
Wait,
Why is the color like
Oh, no.
piss yellow
Okay.
on the on the
Where?
cover art for Star Fox Guard? Like it's not a white.
I don't know. It's
like
a different
piss
color.
yellow.
It's like
Or
a...
like mold.
Yes.
Or like that.
It's like
That
Manila.
color your Super Nintendo gets when it's been out in the sun too long or whatever.
There's a game that came out on the Switch eShop or whatever on March 17th called Fur Squadron, and it's like a Star Fox spiritual successor.
Gamer Book Club episode 4, First Squadron. Let's go.
Joe's not allowed on Gamer Book Club.
What?
With that idea. I'm just joking. But,
I literally
they
just
did
like
do.
Googled
There was some
new.
Ubisoft game they made that was like Toys to Life that had Star
Yeah.
Fox characters in it.
I also got that at $5. No, I got it
Best
at
Buy.
I got it at
Best Buy.
Best Buy for
Yep.
$8.
I don't remember what it was
Starlink.
called.
Battle for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Battle
because
for Atlas.
It was its own
It looked
game.
generic.
So no, it was really interesting because it was you had this thing that would attach to your controller or whatever. I don't know. It was basically like amiibos where you would kit out your ship with different parts in real life like a toy, and then that would become your ship in the game. And they did like a crossover thing and had like the R-Wing and StarFox and stuff on the Switch version. But it looked really neat. It was just like...
I think they did it a little too late. Like, if it was like 2015 instead of 2017, maybe it would have been better. I don't know.
Yeah, right around the Amiibo era, maybe.
Yeah, it like everyone's kind of.
It was the
I was
tail
kind of
end.
burned out by
Yeah.
like physical figurine, in-game toys to life kind of stuff by then. So I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the last we've seen of our little man StarFox. But we'll always have StarFox 64. Well, everybody but Tom. Because I think you. I think I need to try it again on 3DS. Tom, you try it again on 3DS.
Yeah, because
Playing it on Switch is just no.
I had a lot of fun with it when I was a kid, but I don't know how much of that is just like my dumb kid brain not willing to try to do things properly.
No, I think I would blame the Switch.
Yeah.
I only chose it because it was like the casual, easy option. Because it's if I can play this on my couch. And since I have played it on the N64, I was like, I'll play it on Switch. But it's not a good experience.
Yeah.
And Cat. Oh, there's Cat. But,
There you go.
Yeah. Was there any topics that we didn't talk about that you guys wanted to bring up for Star Foxio 64?
Mm-mm. Oh. That's kind of cool.
I never would have noticed that.
I never knew. I think I've always seen a boss health bar, even when I've killed him. Slippy, that is.
I think there's some things about this game that just don't lay out for you, and it's just like because of the time. It's like, you must fly through these gates to unlock secret level.
The
part of
lava
game.
planet. Oh my god! How do you?
You have to
keep your
constantly shoot the rocks to make sure.
How do you keep your
health.
teammates alive?
Let 'em die.
I went in and they had like a quarter health left, and then like a minute into the mission, they're just like, I gotta pull out. Oh, fuck this, fuck you, Fox. I'm pulling out. I'm pulling out. Ah.
What are we talking about?
On the lava level, like
It was a
because-
joke. It was
my
a joke.
Oh, it was pretty good.
Fuck
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
But my other notes. Did you care about collecting medals? I think only Toby did. Did you care about collecting medals? Yeah, me either. Try out multiplayer.
Oh yeah, they're good.
I talked about games in the franchise that we've played. There was an old video, there was an old commercial back in the day of this game that like came with like a VHS and Nintendo Power, where like Sega, there was a guy in a Sega shirt and a guy in a Sony shirt, and Star Fox 64 is about to come out, so they're trying to infiltrate Nintendo headquarters. If you guys haven't checked that out, I think you should. It's fun. I would have set it up.
What
so we could watch
about
it.
what about your old Let's Play?
Oh, what? We've played this game?
No,
Toby, I gotta find this. You think I should have had it fired up, right? But what's that?
nothing but good memories.
You can't hear my video, can
No.
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing but good memories.
I can't.
You should put a little highlight at the end of the episode of the Gamer Book Club.
I have to because I can't find it. But I wanted to. Toby and I played this back in like 2009, 2010. I played it. We did a Let's Play on my old channel. Toby was on Skype, probably just sitting on that desk he's probably in right now, listening to me talk about playing the game. Couldn't see me play it, and we made a fucking Let's Play together.
Wow.
And my balls hadn't dropped. Toby, that's his business, but we were it was a very long time ago.
Wow.
I'm glad your balls is all our business.
Yeah,
now.
that's true.
It's all of our business. I mean, come on. How come I can't
Why,
find?
what does that mean?
I care. I care.
So you're so mean. But yeah, I'll put a little highlight reel of the good old Let's Play that me and Toby made back in the day. I deleted some of those old videos, so. Oh.
I need to
Yeah.
delete all of ours.
You deleted all of ours?
I said I need to.
Oh, just
They're-
no,
they're not good.
just private them because you might want to watch them later in life.
I
will.
could download them.
I know he won't, but I will.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll show him later because I don't have like a good way of just like throwing it up right now. So.
I'm gonna be throwing up when I watch it.
Oh, fuck you. Anyways, thanks guys for episode 3 of Gamer Book Club. We talked about lots of good stuff.
Yeah.
And real enjoyable hanging out with you guys. Glad we talked about everything that we wanted to talk about. Played a lot of short games so far. At least I don't think we've played a single game that takes more than 3 or 4 hours.
It's good
to
for
play.
like a intro, first couple episodes. Trying to figure out like a way to.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll choose like Persona
Yeah.
4, and then you won't see us for a whole year.
It's like 60 hours.
Like, life got in the way. Sorry, guys. But yeah.
Just
From
no
here,
time?
something. No time.
No time?
From here, something Joe or Tom wants to play will be the game we
it's
play.
me or Tom, baby.
Probably something like Arkham Asylum or not Mercenaries 2. The Stuntman.
Hey, I
edition
thought this
or
was
whatever.
me and Joe, not AA.
Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah, not what you wanna
yeah.
play.
All right, let's hear what game we playing.
Batman, Arkham Asylum, Mercenaries.
Hot
Glad
Wheels.
you got to see.
Okay, I'll have to think of something. I'll probably end up picking that.
Yeah.
though,
I kind of want to pick a racing game just because I want to play
We should-
more racing games.
I
would
would
like
play a
that.
racing game.
we should definitely do one
just
that's
play like the Crew or
we should
something.
try and pick one that's different.
F-Zero. Another like completely dead Nintendo.
Yeah, that sounds great.
F-Zero.
F-Zero, no, boo, boo. No, I'm trying to. We should play from that
The
humble bundle,
IndyCar or something?
the beach racing game 2, beach buggy
Garfield
racing
Kart
2.
I as we are on this podcast, I was redeeming those because I bought
That game's
them
kind of fun
forever ago.
actually. But anyways, yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll see you on either of Joe or Tom's games next time, and then maybe Toby and I will talk about the best games I've ever made sometime, or we'll talk about another random topic. I know Toby has a lot of good ideas, and that'll probably fill us in between when we're playing the next game. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for coming out. And you make sure you play your games for Gamer Book Club. Play gamer.
Oh my god!
I always
I'm
do
trying to
that.
figure
so
out
badly.
like a good way to close the video.
Please cut that before there.